Hello, teachers and learners of English from wherever you're watching us from. And this is a 101 class in session. This is where we teach and learn English in a different and a fun way. So, hapa we use the language and the way that you best understand to teach you English. In as much as using the language that you best understand, always remember you cannot learn a language if you're not writing it, reading it, and speaking a lot of it. So in as much as natumia language nito kuboronga, mixing the languages here. I'm using English, I'm using Kiswahili, natumia Sheng. It is purely to help or to make you understand what you are talking about. So I want us to talk about summary writing. That is summary writing. Yeah, summary writing like that. So I hope you can see the setup is not the best, but with time we are going to improve. So I hope you can see it is a summary writing. You can just move aside kiasi. You can see the reflection. That's what we are using. Maybe we can start by defining what is a summary. So try to check various definitions of what summary is, and I've settled on one. So I'm going to give you the definition of a summary as defined by Oxford Advanced Learners Dictionary. A summary is a short statement that gives only the main ideas or the main points of something and not the details. So it is a shortened form or a shortened version of a bigger thing. And the thing we are talking about here is simply a text. In English, we summarize texts, we summarize essays, we summarize writings, right? So here we are having a shortened version of the bigger part, where we are only going to give the main ideas on the main details, right? Let's say, for example, if you are told to describe a person, yeah, let's say like describe me. Of course, you're going to use the order of adjectives that is osas common. Maybe I am tall, maybe I am handsome, I am tall, I'm dark, I'm bearded, I have a long hair. But you can give a summary of all that. He's a handsome young man. Handsome young man. That is a summary. You've given the main ideas. Of course, I'm young and I am a man. So a summary, therefore, is a shortened version of a text. That a text here in this context, you're talking about any piece of writing. It could be a poem, it could be a story, it could be a passage, it could be a narrative, it could be an extract or an excerpt. And actually, the reason we are handling this is that a summary is usually tested in English paper 2. That is 101 stroke 2. And as we know, the English paper 2 is the longest, is out of 80 and takes 2 hours and 30 minutes. And it is structured in 4 areas. The first question is usually comprehension, whereby you're given a passage, you're supposed to read that passage, interpret it, and now respond to questions asked based on the information given in that passage. And in that question, which is out of 20 marks, you will always find a question on summary. They may tell you, summarize the reasons the writer has given on the causes of accidents on our roads. Now, question 2, which is extract or excerpt, they just take a part of a set text. And in the style and formula of national examinations in Kenya, in as much as English is concerned, is that each and every year we alternate the questions. Like last year, 2024, the last year candidate, the class of 2024, they were tested in paper 2. The excerpt was from the novel, that is The Fathers of Nation by Paul B. Vita. And so in paper 3, that is where they now wrote the essay for the play, which is The Samaritan. But this year, 2025, we are suspecting, it's never sure, but from how it has been going, tunaweza sema, that we can check, we can see the pattern that has been going on. And this year we are expecting that they are going to test the candidates in the Samaritan, that is the extract or the excerpt in English paper 2. In excerpt or extract 2, you also find a question on summary. So summary is a wide area. And that notwithstanding, now we go to question 3. We said that English paper 2 is structured in 4 questions. And now that question, which is usually either a poem or or narrative, and could also be a song, you can also find the question on summary in that part. Kwa hivyo, what I'm saying is that summary writing is an area that we cannot write off, is an area that is very important. So I want to take you through the conventional ways of writing a good summary because it is testable and you'll be tested on it. So I would like us to go step by step. We have already defined a summary. The first thing that we're going to talk about is the importance or uses of a summary. Very first, some of the importances of a summary is that a summary improves reading skills. Since you have to read, scan, understand, and summarize a text, right? So the reading skills, you'll be able to sharpen these skills because you'll be required to do some reading or a lot of reading. You're supposed to scan through the reading. You're supposed to understand whatever the writer is talking about. So you're supposed to see the writer's POV or the writer's point of view and identify the main things that the writer is talking about. Then in your own words, retell what the writer was talking about. So it definitely is going to improve your reading skills. A summary also makes reading faster. Remember, we are writing or we are shortening large volumes of writings into smaller ones. So this will definitely make faster reading. Summary writing improves your vocabulary in as much that, or in the way that you're supposed to read that text and then rewrite the text in your own words. So that means that it's going to sharpen your knowledge of synonyms because utakuwa required to use synonyms because you are not supposed to use the writer's words. Then finally, we can also talk about critical thinking. That summary also improves critical thinking because you have to think, you have to get into the writer's shoes and synthesize what the writer is trying to talk about. I'm also going to take you through the key features or key characteristics of a good summary. So number one, I hope you guys can see, but don't worry. At the end of this video, I'm going to show you or to tell you how you can get the material. I've prepared some very good materials for you guys regarding this and so many others. Remember, we have said this is 101 class in session, that is for English, and we'll be doing these in so many. We are going to have so many videos and so many episodes of these. All right. So this is our first video. This is our first episode. Kwa hivyo karibuni sana those who are joining us right now. Tumesema number one, it should be brief and to the point. And in most cases, you find that some questions give you a word limit. You are told in about 50 words or in not more than 50 words, summarize this. So it should be short. We are going to talk about the word limit later. Also, it should include the main ideas. Underline main ideas. Should include main ideas. No rough ideas here. So then number three, it should be written in own words. That is very important. Number three, we are saying should be written in own words. So underline own words again. A good summary should be written in own words. Then finally, no opinions or examples are given. This one has quite a number of limitations. It's not only examples and opinions, but also dates and statistics. We do not include dates and statistics in summary writing. So no opinions or examples or dates and statistics given unless extremely necessary. Because sometimes you might find that one of the main ideas is the statistic or the date. Tunaelewana? Kwa hivyo unless it is very very necessary, we do not include such. Good. Now let's dive into it. Now, when you are writing a summary, or summary writing involves two processes. Summary writing involves two processes. The first process is reading. The first process is reading, and the second process is writing. Tumeelewana mpaka hapa? Number one, tumedefine what a summary is. Tumeangalia importances of a summary. Tumeangalia features or characteristics of a good summary, and now tunaangalia the processes or the process of summary writing. Na tumesema iko na process mbili summary writing. Ya kwanza is reading na ya pili is what? Writing. Let's go into reading. So reading the text, definitely you'll be given a text or you'll be given a material ya kusoma yenye utaweza kufanya nini, yenye uko supposed ku summarize. So how do we go about this? The first thing that you do is that make sure that you read the text carefully, right? Read the text carefully. Why are we reading the text carefully? Remember, in all, for the final summary is only supposed to have the main ideas. So you're supposed to read carefully so that you can understand or get the key points or the main ideas that the writer is talking about. Now, how do we get the key ideas? Now, I want us to go to go a little bit. You know, when we talk about teaching and learning, we talk about going from known to unknown, isn't it? So we know, or you know, or each and every scholar knows that when we are writing an essay, we use paragraphs, isn't it? And in essay writing, because the passages that will be meant to shorten or to summarize, definitely they are either essays or passages or these any written material ambayo inaongelea kitu inatumianga this format, that each and every paragraph, apart from now the introduction and the conclusion, each body paragraph handles an area. It handles a point. Let's say, for example, we are talking about importance of clean water. Maybe the passage is talking about the importance of clean water. I've just picked that at random. So each and every paragraph to expect a body paragraph. Now after the introduction and when we'll be talking about paper 3 and essay writing tutaongelea maneno. But nimekuja kwa paper 3 kidogo ndo nikueleze so that you can understand how to get the main ideas. So each and every paragraph, each and every body paragraph highlights or deals with a single idea. Now each paragraph, it has 3 parts. Each body paragraph inakuanga na 3 parts. The first one is called the topic sentence, and that is the opening sentence ya your paragraph. Now, this topic sentence, it is called so because it is the one that carries the topic of that paragraph. Remember tumesema kila paragraph inaongelea topic yake tofauti. Not necessarily topic tofauti, but inaongelea kitu tofauti concerning what that passage is talking about. If you are talking about the importance of clean water, we are expecting after the introduction, now the first body paragraph will be talking about it is maybe disease free. So the clean water is disease free. That is a topic sentence. Imefungua topic yenye hiyo paragraph itaongelea. Kwa hivyo that paragraph haitaongelea anything else, itaongelea kuhusu clean water being disease or pathogen free. Kwa hivyo, what is my catch? My catch here ni hivi. If you want to know what a paragraph is talking about or the main idea of that paragraph, look at the first sentence kwa hiyo paragraph. That is the topic sentence. It introduces what the paragraph is talking about. That is one way of getting or to learn or getting to know the main idea. Remember, you're talking about getting to know the main ideas of a text so that when you are summarizing, hatutakosa kuandika the main ideas. So the second part kwa hiyo paragraph is illustration. So in summary writing, we may not necessarily or we may not really need the illustration. So the key points kwa paragraph is the topic sentence and now the last sentence, which now we call the clincher. The clincher sentence now summarizes the whole paragraph. So if you want to get or to learn, or if you want to identify the main ideas of a paragraph, look at the first sentence, which is the topic sentence, and the last sentence, which is the clincher sentence. Now, another way of getting the main ideas of a text is by looking at the title, or we may call it heading. Other people call it heading, others call it title. I had dust here, guys. Yeah, iko hapa. So, a heading, which is also sometimes called a title, is also very important. Assuming ile text tunasoma iko na title ama iko na heading, I hope you guys can see. It is also very important because it is in the title that we get to know what the whole text is talking about. Now, there's also a kicker kwa title, in as much as, and I want you to look at titles of books, films, and what have you. Utaangalia, there are some words in that title that are written with an initial capital letter, isn't it? Let's take, for example, the novel that the Form 4s and Form 3s are doing in Kenya today. It is called Fathers of Nations. Of course, F for fathers ni capital letter because ndio ya kwanza. Okay, fathers. Then of, which is a preposition, is written with a small letter O and a small letter F. And then when you come to nations, it is written in capital letter. That is nations. Mmengam. So the reason fathers and nations have been written in capital letters or initial capital letters is because they are what we call content words. Now, content words are words that carry the message or the main message of a title or a sentence. The other ones are called functional words or structural words, which includes articles, prepositions, conjunctions, and what have you. But now the nouns, the main verbs, adverbs, and adjectives, those now make up the content words. So unaangalia, you check kama umepewa title kwa hiyo passage ambao ama text ambao unafaa kusoma na usummarize, angalia the title. The title pia angalia those words ambazo zimeandikwa na capital letter ya kwanza. Right? Ama kwa hiyo title angalia words that are either nouns or verbs or adverbs or adjectives. Those now are the content words. So the content words will help you get the main points or the main idea of what the text is all about. And then now you go to the paragraphs as we have talked about. It is also a good practice to underline the main words or those content words, even kwa hiyo topic sentence. Even kwa topic sentence, angalia the words that are nouns, main verbs, adverbs, or adjectives. Those are the ones that are going to give you the main message or the main idea of what the text or the paragraph is all about. Having said that, we have talked about the first process, which is reading. If I go missing, guys, understand, nataka ndo muone, tuko na uhaba wa space. The title, the topic sentence, and the clincher are enough to give you the main idea or the main concept of what that text is talking about. We are through with reading the text now. Let's go to the actual writing of the summary. Now, after umesoma the summary na umeget kungam what it is talking about, ama your summary ama your text, sorry, inaongelea nini, and it's about to rain, na najua itatusumbua na audio, so don't worry, that's why tunakimbiza. Now we go to the writing. After reading and understanding the text and putting down the main ideas, of course, definitely, as you get to learn these main ideas, you write them down, right?